That's an extraordinary human being. That's a rare one in X amount of million kind of people that can do what he does and talk the kind of shit he does and then get into an octagon and fuck people up.
But you mean mentally? You don't
mentally.
You don't mean extraordinary
control of the mind. Well, extraordinarily physically, obviously.
Yeah.
But extraordinarily mentally. Did you ever? Are you a fan of MMA?
No.
I'm going to show you this fight between Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. Now, Conor McGregor at the time was this incredibly brash, shit-talking Irish guy from Dublin who was beating all these people up. And he gets a shot at the title. And he gets a shot at the title against this guy, Jose Aldo. And Aldo is a fucking legend. And everyone respects Aldo. And everyone's terrified of Aldo. And all Conor does through the entire training camp and all the press conferences is just talk mad shit about him. Hold on a second. Talks mad shit about him the entire time. Months of press conferences. Talks shit. Takes his belt from him at a press conference and screams at him and is like, inside this guy's head. So he's created the ultimate emotional pressure cooker. And Aldo is overwhelmed by the moment. And in those extreme moments of conflict, people either rise to the occasion or they're overwhelmed by the moment. The kind of person who's like a Conor McGregor who can rise to the occasion is truly an extraordinary person. And it's best embodied by this one fight. So if you watch this one fight, it's quick. This is Conor coming out, big smile, super loose, to the biggest fight by far of his career. The biggest fight in all of martial arts history. The UFC. So he gets into the octagon. This is Jose Aldo, world champion, legend, but overwhelmed by the moment. And Conor's talking to him. He's talking to him. It's like, let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. And he's on his knees. He's super loose. And you see Aldo nervous, right? And this is a guy, Aldo's a destroyer. He's wiped out everybody. And the two of them are going at it. And Aldo just can't wait to hit him. So he makes a critical error. And he slept him. He slept him with one shot. And look at it, he climbs on top, and look what he does. Just climbs on top of the octagon, is like, look at that. And he's making the money thing, like he's like shuffling off money. And now he's become the richest MMA fighter of all time, and he's a huge business with Proper 12. But to be a person that can do that under that kind of pressure, that's an extraordinary human being. There's very, very, very few of them that have ever walked the face of the earth that can do that in front of that many people in that moment, which is built up over months and months and months, really years of taunting him. But months and months and months. And to get to that one moment where you're looking at each other in the octagon and he looks at me and he goes, let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. And you see all those like, holy shit, this is really happening. But Conor couldn't be more relaxed. That's mind management. That's confidence, preparation, intelligence, emotional intelligence. There's so many factors. Like, look how relaxed. He's like, let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. And look how relaxed he is. He's like he's fucking around. Like he doesn't even feel the pressure of the moment. He's just eating that pressure.
Right.
And he goes out there and just lights him up. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's, to me, part of what I love about this. It's like seeing like how does someone handle this pressure? How does someone handle this moment? How do you handle this guy in Jose Aldo who's a fucking assassin, an assassin, and get him so in his head that he charges forward and gets clipped with a perfect left hand? Like out of character. Like he's usually a more clever fighter.
That was a bad fight move that he made.
100%.
Just like rookie.
Not only was it a bad fight move, but Conor anticipated it. So if you watch Conor warming up in the green room, in the dressing room before the fight, he's practicing that very move, and he imitates Jose Aldo's movement and behavior. It's like he knew he was going to do that. So he's so far ahead of this game.
Yeah.
That's why it's so interesting to me. See, look at him. Look at him in the dressing room on the left-hand side. See, he's mimicking his movement and what he's going to do. And he even mimicked the way Aldo moves around. How Aldo, it's not in this particular clip, but he mimics how Aldo is kind of stiff. And he like kind of like likes to really load up on his shots because he's got big power. And he wants to move forward. He wants to crack Conor so bad that he just moves forward and he leaves an opening. And he gets fucked up. See, that's why it's so fascinating to me. You know, people don't understand what it is because they look at it from the outside. It's violence and it's horrible, and it's like it's high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences, and it's the craziest game you can play. The wildest game you can play. You can play football. Football's amazing, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people helping you. There's a ball. There's timeouts. There's none of that in this. This is the wildest game a person can play.
Football is a game. This is like a sport.
It's combat sports.
Yeah.
Combat sports are they're what all sports aspire to.
Yeah.
If someone wins a basketball game, they can always say, yeah, well, I could have kicked your ass.
Yeah.
You might have beat me at basketball, but I could kick your ass. Nobody gets their ass kicked and goes, yeah, well, I'll fuck you up at basketball. Because no one cares. No one cares. You just got fucked up. Yeah, and this is not like a bullying thing. This is not someone who's bigger, stronger, who picks on someone who's who's defenseless. This is two people that are champions, the elite of the elite, and they choose to meet and they prepare for each other.
Yeah.
To me, it's the most exciting thing in the world.
Yeah. Well, you do it. You give a great explanation for it.
Thank you.
You really did it. You really brought it to life for me.
Well,
and you made me appreciate it.
And it's not just men. You know, one of my favorite fighters ever is Rose Namajunas, this female MMA fighter who's like a peace-loving hippie.
Yeah.
You know, and you know she won the title, and then in her title speech, she was telling everybody we just got to be better people.
Yeah.
We got to get along better.
But I think without that narrative that you put on it, it's hard for people to understand.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those
things. That's like
the
story of it as a storyteller.
Yeah.
That I see you doing. Like you created a whole way of understanding the experience that if I didn't have that, I just look at it, I'm like, okay, that's a dude that missed his right hand, another dude that connected with the left. So that's why the story of it is so important.
There's so much to that story. That is a crazy story. And that was the rise of Conor. And then Conor went on to beat Eddie Alvarez to become a concurrent 2-division champion. He was the first double champ. So he held both the lightweight and the featherweight title at the same time, which is crazy. And then he abandoned the featherweight title and kept the lightweight title. And then, I mean, those types of people that are the elite of the elite in combat sports athletes, they're some of the most, they could do anything. That's what they interfaced with. That's what they chose to succeed at. They would have succeeded as a special forces operator. They would have succeeded as a fighter jet pilot. They would have succeeded as anything that's very difficult to do if they were obsessed with it and they chose to give themselves to it.
So you admire excellence.
Yes.
As I do too.
Yes.